just make sure that we are going live. Okay, we are officially live. Awesome. Great. So we're here. We can add a new page. Sorry about that if you guys are hearing any kind of reverb or echo. Okay. And I kind of like this aesthetic. I'm not gonna lie. I just like it for the colors, not really for the way everything is set up. We can always fix that. So this was for copywriting, right? You saw how we set everything up, right, guys? And if you need to catch the repeat, it is yesterday's video. So we're pretty much good with how this was set up. Now, what I went and did was that I ran a search on Upwork for email marketing. Now, remember, we have a spreadsheet that tells us how much we're supposed to charge for everything. So I'm going to pull it out, and it's named after one of our paid squad members, Morenike. She helped us make it make sense live during another call. So these are all the monthly expenses that you would have if you were running a business. And to be quite honest, I'm paying $99 for this. So I'm going to change that and see what happens. All right. Do you guys have any questions whatsoever about what you're seeing? The spreadsheet, for instance? Thanks for the link, Ibrahim.
You're welcome.
And hopefully your profile is public. Right, yes it is. Awesome. Okay, so we've got Klaviyo email marketer. All of this is fantastic. When all else fails, we can use Klaviyo as our keyword. So we're gonna go down all the way to your skills. You've got email campaign set up. Okay. So now we're wondering about your deliverables. So do you remember how we put that together? It would be really good. I think it would be a great idea. And congratulations on your 100% success. I think it would be a fantastic idea for you to add another profile for email marketing, specifically just for email marketing, so that you can go in depth with these skills. So, but for now, let's copy this one and see what we get from it. Email marketing strategy. Okay. And based on all of this stuff, right? This is before taxes, after taxes, and by taxes, I mean provisional taxes. You want to put away about this much, even though it can fluctuate between 25 to 28%. Just put it at 30 so that you covered yourself in case, you know, there's a meeting and everything changes. Finance minister decides to change everything. Okay, so we could say, how many hours on average are you available for, Ibrahim?
In a week or a day?
Yes, in a week,
Let's say 15.
15 hours, okay.
Yeah.
So this will automatically do the Upwork math for you. This is what you should be charging per hour if this were your monthly expenses. So let's assume those are not your monthly expenses. On average per month, how much do you need to make to be comfortable? You can give it to me in US dollars and we'll change this.
In a month? Okay. $2,000.
$2,000.
$2,000.
Okay, so that's about $500 a week for you to be comfortable. So that's about 9,504 rands, but we're going to change this to, let's say you want to make 10,000, right? Okay, so this is how much you should be charging per hour, about 43. If you have $15 available, this is how much you're supposed to charge. And this is how much your clients are going to pay you before you pay all those Upwork fees. Once you've paid all of them, this is actually how much you walk away with. Slightly more than $2,000, but you know, that's fine. And so $43 per hour. Let's see. That is the minimum that you're available for. We typically don't touch this section, Anika, because the money dictates our experience level. So I always just go with it like that. Now, we know that Ibrahim, let's bring this here, wants to make about 10,000 rands per month. Don't worry, for you, Ibrahim, it will be in Naira, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm just using South African rands as our example. And the goal amount in ZAR is equals to this part here, right? So we know that already. And there it is. And so if we're going to do fixed rate, we're supposed to charge $636.80 for an entire project. As you can see, automatically, you're just putting in this kind of an input, and it is doing all the math for you at the end. This will be in dollars for you, but your input will be in Naira, right? So 640, we're going to say 640. So let's go back to email marketing, and we're going to set our minimum to 640. Great. Now let's see what the market wants. It wants the following deliverables: marketing automation, email campaign setup, pipe drive, lead gen, customer relationship management, data entry admin. Okay. And then the other thing you want to do to make sure that you have a good focus group, if you want to call it that, less than 5, payment method verified. So serious clients only. We only want to deal with serious clients. Everything else looks fine. So now we've got marketing automation, email campaign. Let's see what else we get. Email marketing, email deliverability. CRM is still there. Pipe drive is still there. Email marketing, email campaign setup, and email marketing strategy. So this is the title: email funnel builder. We've got email marketing strategy, which, as you can remember, was on your profile.
Yeah.
And then we've also got email campaign setup and email marketing. So technically the title of the service that you're providing is email funnel builder. Do you guys get how we got here? If not, let me know and we can repeat. They're within your budget, right? They're willing to pay you $45 an hour minimum, and everything looks good. So the market agrees with what we want to receive for 15 hours a week. And the really cool thing, I don't see any messages in the chat, so that means you guys are with me, or as Myron would say, you guys are tracking. The really cool thing is that if you have a client named Bongani come on board and say, Ibrahim, I want to hire you for 10 hours a week, all you need to do is get another client to hire you for 5 hours a week, and boom, you're done for the week, right? So this client will be your high priority client because obviously they're spending more money on you. And this client will be your low priority client because they're not spending nearly as much money for your services. And now you also know you don't have any more availability for any more clients on an hourly basis. On a fixed rate, you're charging $640 per project. And your project, we're going to use ChatGPT to divide the project into 2. Okay, so we are happy that this is our title now. If you're going to create a whole new profile, all the way over here, Ibrahim, remember you get up to 3. If you're going to create a whole new one, I would call it just because my ideal client calls it that already. So you want to use language that the client is using. Email funnel builder. Does that make sense? So this next one, your services, would be for email funnel building. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, fantastic. So we're gonna go ahead. I don't want to customize this, so we'll just use this one for now. But you're using the same concept with these menus, email funnel building. And so we're gonna say, email funnel building services, and done. First one, email marketing, email campaign setup, email marketing strategy. Now, when you see this, don't freak out. Again, these are giving you an idea of the deliverables that the client wants to see inside Go High Level and Active Campaign. Do you have experience with Go High Level and Active Campaign?
Actually, no, I have experience with MailChimp and Klaviyo, but I can do it. They're all the same. They're basically the same.
I like your attitude. I was gonna say, go to YouTube, look up Go High Level for Beginners. There's definitely a YouTube course on that. Active
No,
Campaign for beginners. Even these platforms like High Level will definitely have tutorials on their YouTube channel anyway, created by Go High Level. Same thing with Active Campaign. Same thing with any other. It could be Flowdesk, whichever it is that you want to use. They will teach you how to use their platform. It gives them a competitive edge. So
yeah, no.
I'm glad you didn't say no. Good. That means you can add that also to your skills. You can add Go High Level and Active Campaign to your skills. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, let me know if you're understanding exactly what we're talking about. If not, let's quickly check if you guys have any questions whatsoever. Not seeing anything in the chat. So, okay, we're going to continue. All right, so here's what I like to do. I start a whole new Google document. And were you here, Ibrahim, when I did this for someone else? I will send this to you, by the way, so that now you have an idea of what to call yourself. We're going to say right here. Yes. Email funnel builder. There we go. And then you're going to say Go High Level. It's typically one word. This is also usually one word. I don't know why. Flavio. So Clavio automations. And so now that is done. So we've got our keyword and we've got our software.
MailChimp.
I haven't seen MailChimp yet. If you see MailChimp when you're doing keyword research, we'll add that in. But because you already have it here, You see how you have campaigns automation design. Let's see if we have MailChimp here anywhere. It doesn't seem to be nearly as popular. Do you see that?
You said?
Do you see that it doesn't seem to have a preference for MailChimp? You're gonna have to change your hourly rate now, Brian. As soon as you get this spreadsheet, definitely think about changing your hourly rate, because what you have right now is like the bare minimum when we're starting out, 25 an hour. So you're gonna have to increase your rate, hopefully to 30 or 35, whatever feels most comfortable for you, but we can't stay here. It's not enough for you to get by, right? For you to pay your bills and not live hand to mouth. It's not enough. So we want to increase
Okay,
your
okay, I'll
rate
do
as
that.
well. Okay. So this is
Yes.
the title that we have. And now we're going to go ahead and dive into the services. So we don't even have to use this as our thing for email funnel building. We're going to start first, as they mentioned here, with email marketing. Do you guys remember how we prompted ChatGPT the last time? And don't worry about this. It's really not relevant to what it is that we're doing. Yeah. Do you guys remember how we prompted ChatGPT the last time? Hey, Brian, you're kind of on the spotlight right now. How did we prompt ChatGPT the last time so that it can give us all those milestones?
And you, that's an expert email marketer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, an expert email marketer. And what?
Okay, so let's say we use this. You're an expert sales copywriter. We're going to say you are an expert email funnel builder because that's your title. And you offer, what was the first thing that they wanted to see? You offer email marketing services,
Okay.
right? And then you ask, what 2 milestones does this service include? Then you're going to say, fantastic, give it feedback, be nice if you want to. You don't need to really. Now you're going to say, break these 2 milestones into bullet points of deliverables. Now we know what we're going to get in milestone 1. Here's your first deliverable. Here's your second deliverable, and so on. And we keep going. So you're going to say, this one is specifically for email marketing, right? So let's go here. Don't worry about Canva. And then we'll go ahead and deliverables, go back to ChatGPT. Thank you, ChatGPT. And we'll grab milestone one's deliverables. And what you can do is break your deliverables down into like numbered lists, like step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hopefully, yeah, there we go. And now when you put together your proposal, it's so much easier for you to explain to your client what it is that they get. So they can look forward to receiving 5 deliverables, an audience analysis report, segmentation strategy document, personalization plan, content calendar. These are the things that you would create anyway. But this at least puts it down succinctly into the order of how you would get it. Then we'll move on to milestone 2, deliverables. Now the price, the cost, like I said, Ibrahim, I don't get to pick the price, you do, which in this instance is like 43 per hour, based on how much you'd like to make per month, based on how much you'd like to make per week. I actually put your goal as 10,000 per week instead of as 500. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Yeah, which is totally fine. Okay, so this is your rate. So if you ever send a proposal to this project, and you can see go high level and well, they didn't even mention active campaign here. Okay, so second milestone is going to be the conversion optimization as well as your analytics. All right, so then we put it down. Everything making sense?
Yes, yes, yes. So much sense.
And we can just say here, price. $45 per hour, however long it takes you. It's just one. Again, with our deliverables. I'll get used to this keyboard eventually. I don't even know if I spelled deliverables correctly. Okay, and then we go back to ChatGPT and it tells us what it is that we need to do for the client in the second milestone. So then my question is, Ibrahim, what do you do when the client says, great, I love this, I really want this, but I don't want to pay you $45 an hour?
Actually, I don't think with this, since he said he loved this, I don't think I should go below that. You'll probably, he's trying to test me, you'll probably accept.
So if a client ever says to me, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and I see there's a question in the chat, which I will definitely get to. Oh, this is amazing, but it's so expensive, $45 an hour. We can always say to the client, I'll come on board for a fixed rate, right?
Okay.
And then you go ahead and you go back to your spreadsheet, and your spreadsheet will tell you, now, for 15 hours that I would have committed to this, Ideally, you do want to get paid per hour instead of fixed rate, but for 15 hours that I would have committed. So if we're looking at it, it's 3 hours per deliverable, right? We already know that for the 15 hours that you would have committed to this, you're supposed to make around 634 and 77 just for milestone 1. You're supposed to make this just for milestone 1. So for you, it would be combined. Your combined rate and would be this amount because you have 2 milestones. So then fixed rate, you can just say to the client, $1,300. All right, so we go back and we say price per hour or $1,500 fixed. That way, you're not negotiating against yourself and you're giving the client options. And either way, if you do 15 hours on milestone 1 this week, you get what you want. If you do half of 1,500, you get what you want, right? Either way, you're getting paid the exact amount that you want because the goal is for us to ensure that you go home with $500 every single week. That way, you make that $2,000 every single month. Does that make sense, Ibrahim? All right,
Yeah, yeah,
quickly check the
yeah,
chat.
yeah. It makes sense.
Okay. Anika, which part of this journey is not clear for you?
Hi everybody, I hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
It's very new to me, so I think that is why I'm all over the place. I'm following you, but I'm also not following you at the same time. I hope that makes sense. But I'm also learning a lot from just the example that you are going through. So for example, I've got a proposal that I have to write, but I wasn't quite sure how to write it. So I'm learning from all of this.
Okay, well, it's good that you said that. Ibrahim, would you like to send a proposal for email marketing service? That way we can show Anika how we use the PSS framework to send proposals. PSS stands for proposal sending session, PSS framework. Ibrahim's on quiet. All right, so let's say.
Hello. You said sorry,
Hi.
sorry, my network.
Would you like to submit a proposal for a project?
Yeah, I would like to.
Since we've already determined pricing. All right, so now we get to the fun part. Again, you want to leave this part. This is how you determine your filter. You're going to leave this part. The price will determine your experience level, right? If you have expert bills, you're going to charge expert money. I always say, let your budget determine how much you charge. It's easier for you to feel less icky than if you're going to make up a number. You want to reduce the pool of competition. And then you obviously want clients who have skin in the game. Payment method has to be verified. Client location and all of that kind of stuff isn't really important, not nearly as important. So we've got here customer support lead for innovative oatmeal bread. I don't typically look at the titles. I jump straight into complaint management, customer service training, customer support, virtual assistants, Shopify. That's not really what we're trying to do here. We've got marketing automation, email campaign setup, type drive lead gen, CRM, and what other 3 do we have? Let's see. All of that. And then when you finally go in after looking here, that's when you will look here and they have a location preference. We're just going to ignore that one. And you can put a thumbs up or a thumbs down. That way the algorithm learns what you are and aren't interested in. Cold email infrastructure set up. This looks like something you can possibly do. We've got email marketing, email deliverability, and lead gen. Is it something you can do, Ibrahim? Because they're right here on the money. Come on, I want to show off. We've got 10 more minutes to go, and I would really like to show Anika how we use the PSS framework. So I'm going to click on this. I'm not sure if it's for you or not for you, Ibrahim. So now, go high level. Great. So now we're going to scroll all the way down to skills and expertise. Email marketing, lead gen, email delivery. Great. They last viewed this project 20 minutes ago. You have less than 4 people that you're competing with, and 1 person is already getting interviewed, right? Does that make sense, Anika? I call this Upwork math. It means they're really,
Yes.
really looking for a prospect right now. So we're good. Now, the first thing that I want you to do is, then I'll show you the step 1, 2, and 3. First thing we're going to do is we're going to look for what I call attention to detail. It's the very first part of the PSS framework. Client history gives you what you need. You go into the client history. Welcome back, Ibrahim. And you see here it says Scott Stern and Kirk Bausch, right? So now we know that that is the client name. So we've got that attention to detail. Going back to our Google document in the beginning, you can start there. And I'm going to call this our PSS framework. Although Ibrahim should know it off by heart now, I'm going to put it down for you. And also, let's see if we can copy it to the chat so that you can save it somewhere or make a screenshot. And it should be in here somewhere. All right, I don't see it. That's okay. I know it off by heart. There we go. And we also have our prompt in here as well. So the very first thing that I want you to remember with your PSS framework is going to be number 1, attention to detail. And that is their name. Attention to detail is client name. Are they looking for a specific location, someone from a specific location? Oh, there we go. Okay, and then the next part we want to look at is the elephant in the room. So if we have an elephant in the room, we want to address it first. So for instance, are you not from their preferred location? Then once we go into that part, the next part that we're going to do, some people like to call it a hook. I just say you want to give them a strong greeting. A greeting, and then you want to give them value, and then you want to ask or seek permission because you have good manners. And then you want to go in and ask them questions. I like to ask a maximum of 3 questions. It used to be 5, but the attention span is going down. So ask 3 questions. And then you want to have a strong call to action or CTA. And then you want to close off. All right, and that is essentially the PSS framework. Attention to detail, elephant in the room, reading value, da, da, da. But here's a really cool thing. We have something called Neuro PSS, which is a bot or what have you that I built, which does this automatically. All you have to do is give NeuroPSS the 1, 2, 3. What is the 1, 2, 3? Number 1 will be your project category. Number 2 will be your project title. And then number 3 will be your project description. And how does that look in practice? Okay, here's what it looks like. Here's a prompt that I'm going to pop in the chat so you can save it. And at the same time, it's a prompt that I'd love for you to practice with on your ChatGPT, whether it's a free version or a paid version. It doesn't matter. You get to do that. So the very first part of it is going to be using the 1, 2, 3. And it goes like this. You are an expert at project category, aka number 1. Your prospective client who, and you can add in attention to detail here, client name, who is looking for something, something. Okay, and that would be project title, aka number 2. Here's what they have to say, and that would be your number 3, project description. You paste that in. Then you're going to follow up that prompt with this. You're not done yet, right? So you're opening this up, and then you're going to close this up once you've put in the project description. The next line, so you're going to teach it the PSS framework. And you're going to do this, right? Please respond using the following format. Greet the client. There it is. Give them a valuable tip related to the project. There it is. Ask them a maximum of 4. I'm going to say 3 key questions. There it is. Give them a strong CTA. And finally, sign off with my name. And then keep your language problem aware, friendly, yet agitating. Let's quickly check the chat for questions. I am about to pop all of this in the chat. Okay, what does value and seeking permission refer to? Anika just asked. So value is something valuable that demonstrates your knowledge. So let's say, for instance, you were a client that needed me to do grant writing. When you're searching for people to fund your grants, right, for a nonprofit, for instance, there's a specific category, right? There are certain prerequisites that they have to fulfill. So a piece of value would be something like, look for this specific type of organization when you want funding. It's a piece of value, but it also demonstrates that when you get the job done, you know already what to do. And then it also demonstrates that you know what you're doing, right? So it's a valuable tip that they can use whether they do or don't hire you, but they're going to want to hire you because they want to see it done right. And then seeking permission is basically us saying inside our PSS framework, something like, if you don't mind me asking. And then you go in to ask the 3 questions, right? So when you seek permission, you're just showing that you have good manners and that this was not written by artificial intelligence. All right, so it's just a little neurolinguistic programming that we're doing. It's a small little thing. Let's go back to the actual slides, and I'm gonna pop this in the chat. And hopefully, Ibrahim's gonna have this, but hopefully you'll be able to put it into some practice, Anika. Okay, I love that, you love that. I'm an expert. All right, so now back to the project. We know who the clients are, right? We have it right here. The clients are Scott Stern and Kirk Bausch. So we know that. We're going to first start with the 1, 2, 3. You're an expert at, and the project category should be here for us. But if it's not, here's what I want you to do first. You're going to copy this part and you're going to paste it somewhere. I like to put it here automatically. And it's clients. And then we're going to just paste this here. Scott Stern and Kirk Bausch. Already interviewing a candidate and it's not you. Right? Because that's the elephant in the room. And then you go in and you add in your project title. So let's now go in to do our 1, 2, 3. So we've done that. We're happy. Time to do the 1, 2, 3. We're going to click on apply now. No, I will not apply. Don't worry. Ibrahim, you still get to do it. The application. I will just send you the link so that you can apply. We're a little bit over time, but that's okay. Okay, so they want someone who's an expert. As you can see, you're going to see it in gray, and that's how you'll know it is the project category. This part here is your project category. So they actually want someone who's an expert at lead generation, right? So that's number 1. And you typically can only see this part when you click apply now. So you have to say, okay, I really do want this project. You're an expert at project category, lead generation. Your prospective clients got already interviewing a candidate and it's not you, but they really want to hire a, and now we're going to look at the project title. And that's number 2. So if I were to illustrate it, it would look like this. This is our number 1. This is our number 2 here. And this is our number 3. So they're looking for cold email infrastructure setup. Great. Now we're going to tell our GPT that. So please grab a screenshot if you need to. That way you never lose that this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. And once you have your screenshot or you got it, just let me know, ready in the chat, and we'll go back to the next part. Okay, Ibrahim is ready. Nika, you ready? Just give me a ready in the chat and we'll keep going. Fantastic. Okay, so the reason why I want to clear all of this so we don't cause confusion. Now we go back, we can put in that they want to hire for this cold email setup to do there. Okay, and here's what they have to say. Back again to the project, and we're looking at part 3 now. Okay, and we're just going to copy this whole thing and go back. And we're going to paste it right in between these quotes. And please respond using the following format. We already gave it the PSS framework. So all we have to do now is take this entire thing and give it to ChatGPT. So we could start a whole new chat, and that's what I recommend. Start a whole new chat so that you can change the chat name to the particular client that you're targeting. That way, when in the future, when you're looking for the chat, you have it right there. So we're going to start a whole new chat that has nothing to do with this. And we're going to tell GPT all of this good stuff. And you're going to press enter. It's all going to be done for you in the PSS framework. Alternatively, you can use a tool called NeuroPSS, but that's available for people inside the paid squad. If you don't have it, this is just as good. Hey, Scott, hope this message finds you on a winning streak. It's fine. It's refreshing to see someone dive straight into the nitty gritty of cold emailing. We're going to delete all of this. Hey, Scott and Kurt Bosch, here's a quick tip off the bat. When setting up your cold email infrastructure, pay close attention to your domain's reputation. That is free. A solid start is using dedicated IP addresses to ensure your deliverability doesn't take a hit right out the gate. Now, to tailor strategy that knocks your socks off. Here we go. Seeking permission. I've got a few questions. Those are the 3 questions. Let's not let this opportunity slip through our fingers. Get in touch. Let's see the wheels in motion to build an infrastructure that not only reaches inboxes, but opens doors to endless possibility. Your next step, drop me a line with go high level and let's escalate your cold email. No, so we're going to delete that. And we're going to have to remember that go high level was something they wanted us to say. To prove, and you read this, apply the word go high level. That's going to go at the top. Or you can say, drop me a line with go high level and let's escalate your cold email game. Looking forward to empowering the email game. I would delete this. It's not strong, but so far so good. We're going to copy that. And Ibrahim, I hope you copied the prompt that I put in the chat, because this is the proposal that you're going to send. Okay. Okay. Hope this message finds you. Okay. Here's a quick tip. Jumping straight into it. And there we go. Get in touch and let's set the wheels. And then you're going to say something like sound good. And then again, another CTA, let me know. I love using let me know. And then thanks. Or you can say thank you. Or you can say cheers, whatever it is that you typically say, right? Gracias. If that's something that you say, let it be. Exclamation point. And then you sign off with Ibrahim. Done. See? And that is how you write your proposal. So I'm going to put this all in italics for you. That way you'll know. Anika, does it make sense now how you would write your proposal? And did you see how fast that is? And we used go high level. Okay. And how would you send that to the client? We would copy this whole thing and we would paste it right here. Submit proposal, do you see that? You would paste it right here after we've given them that our rate is 45, because that is Ibrahim's rate. And all of that good stuff. How often I say never, just because it shows that I'm not trying to bait and switch the client. And then we would paste everything that we just typed over here. And then what I like to encourage you guys to expand on this and make sure there are no typos. Okay, so you click on this corner here where there's all of these things, expand on it, make sure there's no typos. Once you're really, really happy with it, you can add in portfolio items or past projects that you've done before. Don't bother boosting because you will have the skills match Ibrahim. All you have to do is just submit for 8 connects, and then we keep on going to the next project. So here is the project link for you, Ibrahim. I'm going to go ahead and pop it right here. And thank you to you for allowing us to use your profile as kind of like a guinea pig. There's your
Thank you,
project.
Thank
You're
you for doing
welcome.
it.
And you're welcome. You're welcome. Anika, you just asked, do you need to put past work in? Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't, just because of the value you shared and the way you structured your proposal. Some clients really don't care about past work. They just feel like, okay, it's good, right? It's good that you've gone ahead and you've done all this hard work for us. I feel like your proposal was not a copy paste job. It's not a template. It's none of that. And that is the reason why I don't believe in cover letter templates, because now it looks like, okay, I know what I'm doing. You don't necessarily have to put in past work. Sometimes I don't, and it still works. The PFS framework still works. Okay, do we have any other questions before we skedaddle on?
About the fixed price.
Mhm.
About the fixed price. Okay. Am I submitting the deliverables together with the proposal, or after
After,
I've-
if it's a
okay.
fixed price project, then you're just going to say your first milestone is going to be milestones to be determined after speaking to client, and then you're going to take their entire budget. That way, at least that's in escrow, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Brian, please check the chat. Here is the link to your Google document with everything in it. If you would like to get your hands on the spreadsheet that I've just been using, but you want yours in your currency, well, you'll have it accessible to you in Canadian dollars, US dollars, South African rands, Naira. I'm not sure other countries. Kenyan shilling, I think, is in there. If you would like access to it, just let me know right now in the chat and I will give you the link. But let's pull it up. Sure. Anika just asked, when do we send deliverables? After the agreement is made? Yes. So you'll receive a notification from Upwork that you have an active contract. It is not a silly question at all. You do not send them anything until you have an active contract. You're very correct. All right, let's just quickly hook you guys up with the spreadsheet. And Ibrahim, how's it going with getting 5 other people to sign up with you after Ramadan?
Actually, okay. I would love to see. Actually, I'm the only guy on Upwork I know here, but I'll try. I'll try to get to something.
I find that hard to believe. I find that hard to believe. You should ask around.
Okay, I'll ask around. I'll ask around. Ask around.
It's a challenge. It's a
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah.
Veronica did not make it easy for you. I feel bad, but not so bad. Okay, I'm gonna
I'll
copy
try my
the
best.
link. Okay, so the link to the Upwork rate calculator is now in the chat, or should be. And this is the advanced version, with taxes and all that good stuff factored in, so that you don't have to worry about that. If you're watching us on YouTube, here is the link for you also, if you'd like it. Check the chat. So I have popped the link in there as well. So there you go. There is the link for your Upwork rate calculator. All right. Any other questions, YouTube? Any other questions, guys? Let me know.
And okay, about the bilingual this thing, when you're trying to apply to a job, you see the bilingual this thing. And actually, I'm having problem. It's still showing that I'm not bilingual. Why is that?
Bilingual. It means you speak more than one
Yeah,
language. So I would put English as my native
yeah.
language. If you're not bilingual and then you see like it's red because it wants someone bilingual or someone who speaks English at a native level, you just say, it's kind of weird. That is the elephant in the room. It's kind of weird that you would mention that you're looking for someone bilingual. I am a native English speaker, but I do speak other languages. What other languages did you want the candidate that you were looking to hire to be able to speak? So that red bubble is an invitation for you to address the elephant in the room. It's not a disqualification.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to stop now going live on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, have a great evening, and I will see you again